It was just announced, breaking, Snoop Dogg arrested and questioned at Tupac Shakur's passing. Police questions the rapper's recent interview, as Snoop Dogg was recently invited onto a podcast. As while being interviewed, Snoop would reveal something we never knew about the night that Tupac sadly passed.
You were with Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac. I heard a story, did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
I didn't give him no advice.
Right.
We wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Right.
So.
Saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that.
Okay.
So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car with them.
As very recently, a man named Keefe D was arrested for Tupac's passing. However, the police are questioning on why Snoop Dogg didn't get into that vehicle with Tupac and Suge Knight when he was supposed to be there. Did Snoop know something was gonna happen? Well, a famous rapper then compared the truth behind Tupac passing to evidence proving that he is still alive. As the results of this is gonna surprise you, as there's a very odd conclusion. To understand this further, we need to dive deep into the beginning of the evidence of him being alive, as an interview from Suge Knight makes a very convincing case towards Tupac still being here. Suge would reveal that Tupac was doing fine in the hospital before his passing, where he states, "When I left the hospital, me and Pac were laughing and joking, so I don't see how someone can turn from doing well to doing bad."
I mean, when I left that hospital, me and Pac was laughing and joking, so I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
I'm gonna tell you this, Pac, you never know.
However, what's weird about this is police records state that Tupac was supposedly in a very deep sleep. So how in the world would he and Suge be laughing if Tupac was sleeping? It doesn't really seem to add up. However, in his 2008 interview, Suge said that Tupac was alive and well once again.
So he was conscious on the way to the hospital?
He was conscious on the way to the hospital. He was conscious in the ambulance. He was conscious after they did the surgery.
What was the last thing that he said to you?
They left.
With the two interviews being a decade apart, with him sticking to the story of Tupac still being alive, it really makes you wonder if he knows the truth. As even 6 months after he did that interview, Suge Knight was in a very serious altercation inside of a nightclub where a man was using a firearm in his direction. Then when law enforcement were trying to build evidence around the case, Suge Knight kept quiet, and if anything said, "If you continue asking me what happened, I'm gonna sue you," to police officers. As many believe it was all connected to him talking to TMZ about Tupac being alive, as then in 2018, Suge Knight's son would take it to Instagram stating that Tupac was still alive and that he was living in Malaysia. As Suge Knight Jr. would post this to his Instagram, someone would then mysteriously text him on his cell phone saying, and I quote, "You said too much, it's now time for you to go." As Suge Knight's son would then start panicking, starting to post several photos of Tupac alongside modern day celebrities such as 50 Cent and Beyonce. It really seemed as if someone was going after Suge Jr. for leaking all of this info, as on the photo with Tupac and Beyonce, he captioned it stating, "He never left us, but they'll be after me soon." As while some believe this was a publicity stunt for Suge Knight's son to gain clout, others believe that it was factual, as Suge Knight Jr. would be the one to know more about this case than anyone in the world, considering his father was right there at the scene. Then in 2010, a very weird interview was released, where a rapper named Tretch was interviewed on the topic of Tupac before his show. Tretch and Tupac were very close friends back in the day, even working on a few albums together. Tretch knew a lot about Tupac, but here's where things get interesting. After Tretch's interview, the cameraman forgot to stop recording. Placing his camera on the floor, you can hear in the footage the interviewer asking Tretch about Tupac, to which Tretch responds, and I quote, "Last time I saw him, he was in Cuba."
So if you ain't ready for it, get on the sidewalk.
One last question. Nobody knows. Y'all good? Yeah, we good. Thanks a lot, man. We good.
As the very weird part was, only 4 weeks after that interview, a video would be released from a news website showing a video of Tupac supposedly chilling in a parking lot inside of Cuba.
Look, zoom in. That's Pac, man. He with the outlaw. And Reg from Holler Back is trying to be friendly and get autographs. Holla back exclusive, baby. Holla back.
When you connect all of that evidence to the evidence on Tupac's passing from law enforcement, this is where things get weird. Diving deep into how he truly passed is with the police recently arresting a man named Keefe D in connection to this crime.
For 27 years, the family of Tupac Shakur has been waiting for justice. We are here today to announce the arrest of 60-year-old Dwayne Keith Davis, aka Keefe D, of Tupac Shakur. Davis was arrested this morning by my LVMPD criminal apprehension team, and this investigation started on the night of September 7th, 1996. It has taken countless hours, really decades, of work by the men and women of our section to get to where we are today.
As on September 7th, 1996, Tupac was in Vegas with the head of his record label named Suge Knight. The two were off to the MGM Grand to watch a Mike Tyson match, as after it was over and walking through the lobby of the casino, they would spot an op inside of the lobby, as explained here.
Suge Knight and their entourage went to the Mike Tyson at the MGM Grand. Keefe D and his nephew, Orlando Lane Anderson, and two of their friends were also there. Keefe D told LAPD Detective Greg Kading more than a decade ago, in a proffer that couldn't be used against him, the shooting was retaliation after Tupac jumped Orlando and beat him up at the casino. Surveillance cameras recorded the fight. Tupac was angry that Lane had stolen his necklace years prior in Compton. Tupac, Suge Knight, and the entourage left the casino quickly,
as security would break up the altercation between Tupac, Suge Knight, as well as the ops. Once Tupac was just about to leave the lobby, one of the ops yelled to him, "We'll be seeing you later." Tupac and Suge Knight would laugh it off and head over to their hotel, changing their clothes and getting ready to go over to Suge Knight's club to go party it up. As at around 11 p.m., the two began heading to the club when things would go down in the street.
Knew about Tupac's concert at the Club 662. Members, including Orlando and Keefe D, jumped in their white Cadillac and started cruising the strip looking for the offender. Before long, they finally spotted Tupac's caravan. At the intersection of East Flamingo Boulevard and Koval Lane, the white Cadillac pulled alongside the black BMW with Suge on the driver and Tupac on the passenger seats. The back window of the Cadillac rolled twice in the chest, once in the arm, once in the thigh.
The aftermath of the incident has been a mystery now for over a decade until today, as a man named Keefe D would be arrested as he would do a very weird interview about Tupac. During the interview, he details the moments of finding Tupac and pulling up on him.
And Bubble Up was the driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the back seat.
We was just all in the car together. Just say that.
This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, "Tupac, Tupac."
Got to the light. We was supposed to go drink, and he happened to be hanging out the window. He was hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
Tupac.
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next? You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat.
At first, DJ Vlad, the interviewer, did not believe a single thing Keefe D was saying. So to prove it to DJ Vlad, Keefe D would share a never-before-seen interrogation with the police, stating to the police that he was there.
Lane starts you say Suge looks over, he sees you?
Yeah.
He looks right at you?
Yeah, he looks at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then, Tupac's busy getting evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out of the
back seat or something.
Yeah, what do you see happening inside of their car?
I seen him going Suge head. I thought he was.
So Orlando across Dre?
He leaned over on the window, we rolled down the window.
With Keefe D releasing this footage for the first time ever, announcing that he was at the crime scene inside of the vehicle and even made eye contact with Suge Knight when it was going down, he would then reveal why it got as serious as it did, as he would reveal that Tupac was actually the first one to reach for a firearm.
You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out a...
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually...
No, once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car
That's what happened.
started... at Tupac and Suge.
During the police's investigation, they were able to find Keefe D's reaction to Tupac passing, showing his true emotions where he would wish this never even happened.
Yeah, I hate that happened, dog. You know, I really do, man. Cause if took a lot of people's lives, dude. I hate that happened. Probably to God. I feel that was wrong, man. It was just wrong, purely wrong. You know what I'm saying? I wish it had never happened. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion on it. Wish it never happened, dude. You know what I'm saying? I lost my Colombian plug. You know what I'm saying? Been having the feds up for 15 years. Couldn't do nothing. Couldn't catch a break, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I did time behind.
As the strangest part is, Keefe D wrote an entire book on being involved in Tupac's passing titled Compton Street Legend, where inside of the book, he literally admits to being at the crime scene and basically knowing who exactly did this crime. He also did several interviews revealing the same thing, raising the question of why is he now just being arrested after basically saying he was there now for several years. Fans believe it's a cover-up that Tupac is still alive.